Lochinvar by Sir Walter Scott. O young Lochinvar is come out of the west. Through all the wide border his steed was the best. And save his good broadsword, he weapons had none. He rode all unarmed, and he rode all alone. So faithful in love, and so dauntless in war, there never was knight like the young Lochinvar. He stayed not for brake, and he stopped not for stone. He swam the Esk river, where ford there was none. But ere he alighted at Netherby gate, the bride had consented, the gallant came late. For a laggard in love and a dastard in war was to wed the fair Ellen of brave Lochinvar. So boldly he'd enter the Netherby hall among bridesmen and kinsmen and brothers and all. Then spoke the bride's father, his hand on his sword, for the poor craven bridegroom said never a word. O come ye in peace here, or O come ye in war, or to dance at our bridal, young Lord Lochinvar. I long wooed your daughter, my suit you denied. Love swells like the Solway, but ebbs like its tide. And now I am come with this lost love of mine, to lead but one measure, drink one cup of wine. There are maidens in Scotland, more lovely by far, that would gladly be bride to the young Lochinvar. The bride kissed the goblet, and the knight took it up. He quaffed of the wine, and he threw down the cup. She looked down to blush, and she looked up to sigh, with a smile on her lips and a tear in her eye. He took her soft hand, ere her mother could bar. Now tread we a measure, said young Lochinvar. So stately his form, and so lovely her face, that never a hall such as Galliard did grace. While her mother did fret, and her father did fume, and the bridegroom stood dangling his bonnet and plume, and the bridemaidens whispered, "'Twere better by far to have matched our fair cousin with young Lochinvar." One touch to her hand and one word in her ear, when they reached the hall door and the charger stood near. So light to the croup the fair lady he swung, so light to the saddle before her he sprung. She is won, we are gone, over bank, bush and score. They'll have fleet steeds that follow, quoth young Lochinvar. There was mounting Mong, Grains of the Netherby clan, Forsters, Fenwicks, and Musgraves. They rode and they ran. There was racing and chasing on Cannaby Lee, but the lost bride of Netherby never did they see. So daring in love and so dauntless in war, have you ever heard of a gallant like young Lochinvar? Lochinvar by Sir Walter Scott. Summary. Lochinvar is about a brave and honourable Scottish knight, 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 whose beloved Ellen has been betrothed, betrothed. The word betrothed means to be engaged to someone. Whose beloved Ellen has been betrothed to a cowardly and unromantic man. The poem has been told from the third person view, and the speaker never identifies themselves. The poem opens in the middle of the action with the bold knight Lochinvar riding swiftly and courageously across the Scottish border from the west. He travels through rough terrain unfazed, unfazed, until he finally makes it to the Netherby Hall, Netherby Hall, where the woman he loves, Ellen, lives. However, he is late to the party and discovers that Ellen has already agreed to marry an unnamed man. Lochinvar promptly approaches Ellen's father, who does not trust Lochinvar. However, Lochinvar promises him that his love for Ellen has subsided. Subsided, which means that Lochinvar's love for Ellen is no more, and he has only come for one glass of wine and a dance with the future bride. Ellen then kisses a cup of wine and hands it to Lochinvar, who drinks it all in one big gulp. Then he takes Ellen's hand and dances with her. Ellen's father grows angry. Her mother frets. 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 The word frets means that the mother is angry, the mother is anxious or nervous. She's not angry, she's anxious and nervous. And her betrothed looks down in disappointed. The guy who was going to marry Ellen looks down in disappointed, while all her cousins whisper about what a good match Lochinvar is for Ellen. Meanwhile, as the two dance throughout the hall, they get closer and closer to Lochinvar's horse. Then suddenly, Lochinvar tosses Ellen on the saddle and they ride away. Ellen's family searches for her, but they never find her. Presumably, Ellen and Lochinvar have ridden off into the sunset and will live happily ever after.